Okay, I'm Missy Lowe, and here we go. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Missy Lowe. I'm a registered vet tech at a veterinary clinic in Los Angeles County. So what I'd like to talk about today is microchipping. The reason that I decided to do a video about microchipping actually has a lot to do with what happened recently at work. We had a dog brought in last night who was found as a stray, just running the streets. It happens all the time out here. You know, a lot of ranch dogs get out, get loose from their properties, things like that. So the lady who found the dog brought it into us and to have it scanned, and it did have a chip. So we went ahead and contacted the owner and left a message saying, hey, you know, got your dog, come pick it up, you know, let's schedule something so you can come get it. And so not 2 minutes later, we get a phone call from this owner who is just bawling. Eventually, she calms down enough to tell us that this dog, they adopted it as a puppy from a shelter in LA, and they live in LA. In May, they had a family, thing, and there was a lot of people coming and going from their house, and the puppy at the time got out. A neighbor told them that they had seen the puppy running around, and somebody picked it up and got in their car and drove off with it. Nobody ever took it to a shelter, took it to a veterinary clinic to get it scanned to see if it had a microchip, because obviously if they did, the dog would have been reunited sooner. So fast forward to yesterday, months later, and we find this dog just in the middle of nowhere, California, and it belongs to them. So our manager decided to meet the owner halfway and reunite them with their dog. So the lady showed up with her son, and they were so excited to see the dog. He was a part of their family already. They were so attached. This just goes to show the importance of microchipping, and not just microchipping, because microchipping has definitely become more mainstream, but registering. That's one of the biggest steps for microchipping that everybody just forgets about. A lot of times the shelters will administer a microchip right off the bat upon, adoption and all that, but they won't fill out the paperwork because it's just extra paperwork for them to sign over the dog and re-register it and all that. So they'll usually leave the paperwork blank and send it home with you in your adoption paperwork. But a lot of people, once they're done with the adoption, they just kind of go home and put the paperwork aside and don't really worry about it. So they know their dog is chipped, but it's not actually registered in their name. If the dog's ever found, it'll never be reunited with them. It's usually a blank microchip and the dog is up for grabs. But every once in a while you have somebody who goes ahead and gets the dog registered or the pet registered under their name, and they're contacted. And that's what this lady did. She took care of the registration right away. Nobody just ever brought the dog in to have it scanned until last night. So she got reunited. Registering is just a very important part of microchipping. It seems like there are a lot of companies out there that charge annually for registration. I don't know too much about a lot of the companies. I know Home Again is the company that we use to microchip dogs, and we actually take care of registration for you. So we send in the paperwork after you fill it out in our clinic upon getting the microchip administered in your pet. And as soon as we have the confirmed information is correct, we go ahead and get the registration done. So for the first year, that's taken care of. Now after that, I know that Home Again does still keep your contact information, so your phone number and your name, but all the extra bells and whistles like lost and found flyers, notices, things like that, whatever they do in their system to keep your pet updated with everything, there's an annual fee to go in and update all that, or to go do that, and that's usually like $20 a year. Yeah, $20 a year. But the company that I actually really like, and I recommend it to all of our clients, who even when we send them home with the Home Again information and all that stuff, I still write down this a company, because I use it for my dogs, and yes, maybe I am a little biased, but they do both international and domestic microchip registrations, and it's $20 for the life of the pet. Not to mention, you'll have one account that's under your name, but you can have different pets listed, and you can update their information, add things like scars, markings, tattoos, tags, update your veterinary information, contact information, medications. It has everything on there. So when people register and they can scan, they can look up, not necessarily look up your personal information. Usually it'll link you to, when the microchip is scanned, it gives us the phone number and the name of the microchip, or the number of the microchip. And so we call the phone number to the company, and then they give us the information, or we'll forward along the information of where the pet is at. A lot of times it's a shelter or a business that is doing this, so that kind of information is much more easily accessible to us in a clinic who know what we're doing, and we're doing it on a professional basis. But the company that I actually like is called petlink.net, and I'll put the link down in the description box as well. But you can go there. All of my animals are registered under it. It's really easy. They email you once a year just to make sure that you remember to update the information if it needs to be updated. It allows you to put a picture of your pet or multiple pictures of your pet on there. Yeah, so if anybody has any questions or concerns about microchipping, it's actually really easy. It's very minimal invasive. The needle is usually big, so if you're already planning on getting your dog spayed or neutered, which that's always a good idea, and your dog isn't microchipped, you can always ask to have it microchipped at that time. They'll be asleep, they won't feel it, they won't even know it happened. It's really the size of about a grain of rice, and it gives off wavelengths when the reader goes over it and registers the number, that's a serial number to that chip. It's typically placed between the shoulder blades in the skin, but with age, they tend to migrate. So if your dog is being scanned, or you're at your annual vet visit, and they go to scan your dog, or you just want to make sure that it's still working, because that is a good idea too, because some of those older chips and cheaper chips tend to fizzle out as time goes. So you want to make sure that it's working and where it's at. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, I do intend on having a lot more informational videos, as well as just adventures that I'm going to be doing with my dogs, going on little trips, stuff that goes on at work, cooking episodes, doing my hair, a little bit of everything. So leave some comments down below of anything that you might like to see or have questions about, especially if it's regarding your pets. I would really like to help you out. That's one of my goals, and what I got into veterinary medicine for was to be able to have the knowledge and be able to have a platform to give that to people. So I really hope that reliable resources that I have would be beneficial for you, and I can relay that to you. So if there's something that you want to know or have questions about, leave it in the comments. If there's something you want to see me do or cook or anything like that, leave those in the comments too. And if you want to basically see anything in the future, then subscribe to my page, because every subscriber counts, and I would really like you to be able to see as soon as I upload a video. So thank you. I appreciate all of you, and please keep your pets happy, healthy, and have a great holiday.